Hey everybody, I wanted to share this video of my travels in Costa Rica. I got back about 3 weeks ago and I was in Costa Rica for 2 weeks in April of 2026. And it was the best travels of my life. And I wanted to share this video with the world and maybe someone will benefit from it. So anyways, I booked the trip about 3 or 4 months ago and I was just so excited for the unknown exploration of a new country. I've never been to Central America. I've been to Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, Southern Europe, but never to South or Central America. So I fly out of Colorado Springs and I met so many people on my flights going to San Jose, Costa Rica. I had some really good connections with people on my flights, and I realized that when you travel, you can meet people wherever you go, you know. As long as you're outgoing and you're a positive person, like, people will talk to you. And so anyways, get to San Jose, get my rental car, and get to my hostel. And I start talking to someone at the restaurant there. They had like a little restaurant bar. And I told him, hey, I'm going to La Fortuna, that's wherever the volcano is, tomorrow, and I have a rental car. And he goes, oh yeah, there's a German guy who needs a ride. He's going to La Fortuna. And so about 30 seconds later, that German guy, Hendrik, walks by, and he's never met me, but I just yelled, hey, Hendrik, how's it going? And so he turns around, he's a little confused, and shook his hand. And I said, hey, I can drive you to La Fortuna tomorrow if you need it. And he's like, yeah, that'd be great. And so ended up hanging out with him and meeting all these other new people at the hostel, probably hung out with like 6 to 10 different people, and had some good conversations and really enjoyed my time there. And that the next morning I wake up and I was exploring downtown San Jose for a couple hours, and I met this homeless guy. And I didn't know he was homeless at the time. He just took a photo of me in front of something, and then we ended up talking for over an hour. And I don't speak Spanish, and he doesn't really speak English, and so we ended up just Google translating most of the conversation. But the conversation flowed really well. I was sharing my testimony with Christ, and speaking about how he's in the perfect situation to turn his life around. Like he just needs to be humbled and ask for help from different people and change his perspective on the situation. And he was open to listen. And beautifully, 5 days ago, he emailed me back. I got his email and sent him some photos. And then he emailed me back, and he got out of rehab, and his life is turning around and everything's good. So it was just a deeply spiritual experience speaking with this homeless man, and sharing my testimony and helping him through his darkest times. And I think that's why I'm here on this planet, is to help people like that. And it brings a lot of joy to me. And then, so anyways, then, meet up with Hendrik, the German guy, and we do a 3-hour road trip to La Fortuna. And it was just so beautiful. And we had some great conversations, and we stopped by this vegan resort restaurant in the middle of the jungle and had a beautiful meal there, and dropped him off at his hostel and never saw him again. But it was a deep connection. And so from there, I was in La Fortuna for 3 days, and I met so many people and did a bunch of tours and enjoyed the volcano and everything. The weather was perfect, and did whitewater rafting, which was amazing, and had some beautiful moments out there. Almost fell off a couple of times, but it was great. And then, made a lot of connections there, and some of the best days of my life, I would say. And anyways, from there, I went to Monteverde, and had a beautiful time there. Met like 16 people ran into 16 people that I met in La Fortuna in Monteverde, at a restaurant or walking down the street, and had some beautiful conversations with people that I connected with there. And went zip lining, which was amazing, and really, really fun, and it's a beautiful area to do it. The best place to do in Costa Rica is Monteverde, if you ever go. And did a lot of jungle tours at nighttime. So we go out there with flashlights and see some really cool animals at nighttime. And yeah, just a lot of connections with different people. And but I kept meeting people that went to Corcovado, which is on the southwest part of Costa Rica. They kept telling me about it. I never heard of it. And they go, it's the best place. You won't regret it. It's costly, but you get to go, spend the night in the jungle, and it's a real adventure, and they only allow 100 people to spend the night there every day for tourists, like to keep it clean and healthy and not have too many tourists. And so I had to email them the tour company and ask if I could even do it. And luckily, traveling alone, it was easy to fit me into a tour. So I ended up going with 6 or 7 other people, and it was half Americans, half people from Malta, which was really cool because I've been to Malta, so we had a good connection there already. And man, it was such a good group. It was like perfect group for me, and had a lot of good connections there, and saw so much nature, tons of monkeys. And saw hundreds of monkeys right near me, playing around and having fun, and saw an alligator or crocodile. I forgot which one, crocodile probably, and saw these massive animals I've never heard of that looked like mini elephants, and a wild boar right near me, which was scary, but we survived. And yeah, I spent probably 10 hours in the jungle hiking around over those 2 days, and we spent the night in like a big outdoor, kind of like no windows, kind of dorm with a bunch of like a hostel style, and with mosquito nets, and that was a really interesting experience. And from there, you have to take a boat back to Drake Bay, and then another boat to another area to get back to my rental car. And yeah, that was wild. And from there, I went to Manuel Antonio to finish off the trip, and it's a beach town, beautiful, a little touristy, but not too bad. And met so many cool people there too, and lots of deep connections, and so much nature there. That was amazing. And had some beach time as well, which was cool. And yeah, and then went on a kayak tour with the alligators, like baby alligators and caiman, and so many other animals too. So, and then yeah, I had to drive all the way back to San Jose the next day, and did a huge road trip out of that because my flight wasn't until midnight. And so I met some more really cool people on the road. And you just go to a coffee shop and just start talking to someone, and you end up having coffee with them and talking about your whole life story and their life story for 30 minutes to an hour. And little connections like that mean everything. It's not about just relationships that'll last a lifetime. It's beautiful just connecting with people for an hour at a coffee shop. Like, that brought me a lot of joy. I'll remember those conversations for a long time. And even if I never see them again, it was a meaningful part of my life. So yeah, I remember years ago I realized that every friend was a stranger at one point. So that I should say hello, or be kind to everyone. And you never know where it can lead. So not be scared of strangers, but to love your neighbor, as Christ commanded, is to not be scared of your neighbor. So anyways, yeah, it's a beautiful trip. I feel just deeply more connected to God of my understanding, and have more faith and more love. And I thanked God like 200 times this trip, just for everything, just a lot of joy and peace, just been in deep gratitude for my life and where I've been, and where God's taken me, and all the joy and peace that he gives me, even though I'm flawed and do things that I shouldn't be doing. But I just keep coming back, and he helps. So anyways, now my plan is hopefully to go to South America next year. I'm not sure when, but I want to go to, for sure, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Not sure if I'll go anywhere else, but I'm thinking 2 months in South America. It's something I feel in my bones, something I must do. I don't know where it's going to lead me, or where, what God has planned for me there. But as long as I keep on this path, I'll be good, and I'll come back, possibly a different person. That's what it feels like sometimes when I come back from these trips. It feels like I've changed. Something deep in me has changed. So that's part of the adventure of the traveling I do. It's not easy always. It's not like sitting at a resort drinking Mai Tais. You're really in the there's trials and things go wrong, and there's alone time where you have to be with yourself and just not distracted. So anyways, thanks for listening. Have a great